hang on to your seat, baby, because this one's a screamer. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
On 9 September comes out with another Hollywood Hot Topics, y'all. I was just watching the Big Brother finale. Let me tell y'all something. There people want to go home. They announced that they're gonna have some holiday special. One of the cast members, Sari, right? She looked like, bitch, I'm gonna get out of here. What holiday special? She was like, no, I'm not doing it. Y'all gotta understand, these people that were in the house till the finale, they were stuck in that house for 100 days. So who the heck wants to stay in there for Thanksgiving, Christmas? But the holiday special, it looks like they're gonna film it within like a couple of days and then kind of like put it together. So yeah, which is kind of stupid. That's the only way though that they're gonna get a veteran season, because besides that, no veterans are gonna come for a little bit amount of money. Like, it's not gonna happen. Okay, so first let's talk about Keke. Okay, so Keke, you guys, has filed a restraining order against Habibi and also has filed for sole custody of the baby, according to Us Weekly. Now they released the article where she describes everything in huge detail, which we're gonna read now. So it said Kiki Palmer is seeking a restraining order against Darius Jackson, requesting sole custody of their 8-month-old son, Lidoyus. I don't like the name. And also, you know why this doesn't surprise me? Y'all, go back to that Krishan interview. I recapped it too. The one that she did with Jason Lee. She talked about, which Krishan, that's why I said in my recap, if I was Kiki, I would have felt some type of way against Krishan, because you low-key, you told personal business that was between me and you. Because in that interview, she said that when she snapped on Kiki on Twitter, Kiki called her and Kiki talked on the phone, and Kiki sort of related to her like, hey girl, I'm going through the same stuff right now. I can't stand my baby father. No, my baby father, I cannot stand that nigga. I'm finna leave him too. I'm finna leave him too, girl. You're not alone. She, you know how Kiki talks. She did her one of those. So this doesn't come to me as a surprise. But the way that Krishan said it, she said it kind of on the sly. So if you weren't paying attention to that damn 2-hour interview, you may have missed it. But I caught that. So yeah, just a little tidbit on that. They said Palmer accused Jackson, 29, of abusing her multiple times over the course of their 2-year relationship in court documents filed on Thursday. Palmer claimed that she had security footage from a November 5th incident in which Jackson trespassed into my home without my knowledge or consent and threatened her before lunging for my neck, striking me, throwing me over the couch, and stealing my phone. She went on to allege that there have been many instances of pow-powing in faces with Jackson that include destroying my personal property, including diaries and prescription glass. I feel like if you ruin somebody's glasses, you evil. I'm not even trying to be funny, but it's like, you got to go to the doctor to get those. Like, you feel me? Like, other stuff you could just easily buy. But prescription glasses, it's a process. You really got to go to the doctor. You got to get the right bottle. You feel me? Like, oh, that's wrong. Throwing my belongings into the street, throwing my car keys to prevent me from driving away, striking me in front of our son, spewing profanities about me to our son, threatening to unalive himself with a gun if I left him, harassment, and other forms of emotional and physical abuse. In her declaration, Palmer said that her relationship with Jackson finally ended for good in early October, primarily due to the physical and emotional abuse inflicted on her by him. So it comes after speculation about her and Jackson's relationship status following his comments about Palmer's attire at an Usher concert. In the photos from the Sin City outing, Palmer was wearing a black bodysuit with a sheer black polka dot cover-up. And then he tweeted, "It's an outfit though, you a mom," Jackson wrote. Following online backlash, Jackson doubled down his opinion before deleting his social media accounts, where he said, "We live in a generation where a man of the family doesn't want the wife and the mother to his kids to showcase booty cheeks to please others, and he gets told how much of a hater he is." He added at the time, "This is my family and my representation. I have standards and morals to what I believe. I rest my case." Palmer, for her part, didn't directly address Jackson's eyebrow raising post, but continued to share photos of herself from the incident. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like Kiki did this on purpose, meaning that I know that what Usher does, and I'll go. Let me tell y'all something off track, but it has to do with Usher. Usher and Kenya, y'all need to go together. I felt like I was watching the OnlyFans special, the way that Kenya was get her derriere, her Big W cakes rubbed around, and Usher was twirling her. I said, okay, I want to see that. I'll just say it. But I feel like Kiki further entertained that with Usher, even though Usher does come to the women that are probably like celebrities and goes to them in the crowd and stuff. I feel like knowing Kiki and how smart that she is, she knows the reaction that social media would get because she did have a dude at the time. I feel like she low-key entertained that to get away from that situation. We can't really judge it too hard until the footage comes out publicly, hopefully, because that's when we'll really be able to really make a judgment on this. But Kiki is not known to be a liar. And Kiki is not even known to be in drama. The one time she gets preggers, she's in drama, which sucks. Said 1 month later, Palmer teamed up with Usher for the Boyfriend music video. And when and this is my point exactly, the music video, another instance, you're further trying to push yourself out of that situation to where he would have no choice but to sort of leave you alone. Even though that may have probably put her life at risk if what she's claiming is true, which I believe her. She's doing this on purpose to be able to get out of that situation. You got to really watch people. Which reference Jackson's comments about her outfit. What time is it? Palmer asked at the end of the damn clip. Damn it, I missed the show. I'm so tired. I'm a mother after all. Now, when this video came out, y'all was bashing Kiki. Oh my God, Kiki, she's disrespecting her marriage. She's doing this, she's doing that, she's doing this. Meanwhile, I know this doesn't matter, and I'm not even a horoscope type of nigga, but his birthday is the day after Blueface. That's all I'm gonna say. His birthday is one day after Blueface. It's the Aquarius of it all. Just saying. Okay? Anyways, in August, an insider exclusively told Us Weekly that Palmer and Jackson's dynamic was complicated after the Usher drama. It's their own lives. Those close to them hope they can work things out for the sake of themselves and their child, the source explained. They have to resolve things on their own. The following month, Palmer brushed off a question about whether she was still dating Jackson. I'm going to take a page out of Beyonce's book, Mind Y'all Business. Palmer quipped during an interview with Hoda and Jenna. Yes, life is good. Yes, life is good. Okay, on some future type tip. I have nothing but gratitude, honestly, seriously. Now, the brother came out and tweeted something, which I really feel like this was geared more towards the brother than Kiki. I know some people in the comments, I saw all over the blogs, some people are like, no, you guys are dumb if you think he's going to say this towards his brother. How, in my opinion, if this tweet is about Kiki, this is a dumbass tweet because you haven't known her for that long for you to say, all this person's life, they've been abusing people. Like, how do you know that? Unless you're their brother, unless you're their family member or close friend. So that's why I feel like this tweet was regards to the brother. He said, the most disgusting, vile, abusive, manipulative person I ever encountered in my entire life. Abuses everyone. Y'all will see. Just send positive energies to the baby. Any child in the middle of something like this does not deserve it at all. Wow, so damn sad. The way this tweet was worded seems like he's talking and referring to somebody that he's been around for a long period of time, not a short period of time. That's why I feel like this is geared towards the brother. I'm just saying, I might be wrong, but that's just my opinion, okay? The brother's more fine, to be honest, than the actual baby daddy, if we're going to be honest, okay? Now, I really want Kiki to go and dip. Do I think the sole custody will make things better? No, because let's say if she were to win the sole custody but not be granted the restraining order and that not go through, her life now is at risk. So now this puts Keke in more stress. Hence why she could have related to Krishan, and that's why her and Krishan, when they had that convo on the phone, she was able to say, hey, girl, I know exactly what you're going through. It will all be okay. Okay? The sole custody, for her to fall over that, this has to be something serious, and this couldn't be something minor. Although Keke is a Virgo, and we are petty, very petty, top tier petty, okay? I'll tell you, can't get a petty. I just feel like when it comes to her children, I don't think she would have taken the pettiness to that level unless it was something that she had documented proof about. That's why I believe Keke more than him. All right. She added, it's not going to be everything you see. My job is my job. At the end of the day, this is somebody that is important to me, so why not? This is going to be something that's going to be followed in the media for a long period of time until it's all resolved, because Keke has never been in this amount of drama and this amount of toxicity in I don't know how long. The last time I can remember is when she cussed out Megan James, and her and Megan James was going at it online about the whole BGC thing, when she went back and watched Bad Girls Club and then realized that Megan was a bully, which you were, but Buki that you were. Okay. And a mean girl. So that was the last time I remember her ever like feuding with somebody like online or like, you know, being in heavy drama. So it's kind of sad to see her in this. If she did go through this stuff, the BD is disgusting and really disgusting to even look like that, to be doing something like that, to be honest. So it's just sad all around. We gotta pray for the kids, okay? I just hope the kids are okay, because there is a child at the end of the day. Who would have thought we would have been having this conversation about a Kiki Palmer versus a damn Krishan Rock? That is, to me, what's so eerie about this conversation. Like we wouldn't dare be having this conversation about no Kiki Palmer. Like that to me is insane. Okay. Now, off to the Royce interview. Shout out to Carlos King. Okay. I always say this when I recap his interviews. I love Royce. That's another woman I feel like the media has painted them to be this big villain, and they've done literally low-key nothing. Okay? Royce Reed, aka holla if you nasty. Holla if you nasty. Holla if you nasty. Oh, you can't take back old reality television ever. Okay. So Royce opens up the interview and sort of talks about, you know, her experience in like college and getting through dance. And really the interview started off with something really like, oh, because she started talking about how she was taken advantage of in college and literally had her innocence taken away at that age. And that was her first time losing her virginity, was her being taken advantage of. So that it already started off at like a whoa, first like 5-6 minutes in the interview, which was like, whew, that was a tough one to really swallow, to be honest. But shout out to her for being brave enough to talk about that publicly. Now, she says she knew Shawnee before the show. Okay, Miss Nostradamus. Shawnee. Okay, she gets mad. The nose flares. She says that, you know, Shawnee and her kind of built a relationship, and Shawnee came up to her and said, hey, you want to be on this show? You want to be on top? You want to be on the show? And she said, yeah. She said, yeah, it's going to be all about positivity, about women in the basketball scene, dancers, wives, girlfriends, fiancés, all of that. You know, you want to do it? And Roy said, yeah, sure. I love a positive experience. Girl, you was fooled. Okay. Now, what was interesting about this interview is finding out that Royce was one of the key players in launching the show. This is why, like, I'm telling y'all, I have a couple show ideas. I'm talking about written. Me and my acting coach, we even have like a sizzle reel done, like everything. But like just going around pitching it and stuff, like, oh, I'm scared of stuff like this, because it's like I would hate to be scammed and finessed, bamboozled. That's why your paperwork got to be in order, because people will really take advantage of you. Because she was one of the people that went around with the with one of the creators of Basketball Wives. His name is Tom. It was pitching the show, right? That's why you got to have all your rights together. She was going around pitching the show, and she said 8 channels wanted Basketball Wives. One of them was CVS. I said CVS. CW, because they had America's Next Top Model. So y'all probably wonder, oh, she probably had executive producer or creators credit. Nope. Mind you, Shawnee wasn't even in the room. Oh, Royce, she finessed you so bad. I felt so bad when I heard that. Like, that is insane. She said she has picture proof everything of her going around to all these execs and all these TV heads, basically trying to get Basketball Wives picked up. Shawnee, I guess, was in any of these meetings. They would just call her afterwards, right? And she got no creators credit, no producers credit, no nothing. Just a cast member. And treated like crap too at that. I said, oh, poor Royce. Like, I really felt bad when she said that. So they started filming, right? And she said that the sizzle reel was really boring. So it started off with that. And then they actually started filming the show. And when they started filming the show, that's when the show was just boring. So they went up to her, they're like, hey, like, y'all gonna have to do something. Like, this show ain't interesting. Like, y'all boring. Spice it up a little bit. So then we get to the pool party. And then we have I think it was Terrence was there. I forget his name, the football player. I think his name Terrence or T.O. or something like that. So he was there. It was his pool party. Y'all remember Ludacris was there. So then that's when they had the dance competition. And that's when they called on Royce and she did the I say, I remember, listen, I watched it live. I remember watching it when it aired. I gagged. I was so young, but I was screaming because I found it so funny. Because I never seen nobody dance like that when I was that young. And two, it was like her boldness to me. I cracked up at it because she just did not care. She was slapping the girl's butt. She was like, y'all remember all that. So when she was slapping the butts and stuff like that, that's when TMZ and all these articles sort of picked it up. And then next thing you know, she was embarrassed. The embarrassing girl of the group. So all the girls sort of felt like she wasn't worthy of being like a basketball wife on the show and stuff like that. So she said that's when the girls started to turn on her, act funny towards her too, right? Now, one thing she did reveal is that Shaq, I guess, was texting her while he was married to Shawnee. What's up with all you tall, big ass basketball players that want to date these short little guys? It's giving. What that Cardi B meme said? That little suspicious thing. Like, because y'all got to remember, Royce is like yay high. And Shaq, you was tall as the damn Eiffel Tower. You too, Dwight. So it's like, I always side-eye niggas like that because it's like, why you want... Hey, people had their preferences, so let me not judge. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The people that know, no. Okay, no. So she was, I guess, getting texted by Shaq. So she, of course, went right to Shawnee. Okay, she went right to... Mind you, Royce still looks the same. Hasn't aged out a bit. Royce has a baby face for years and decades. The girl never ages, okay? She always looks just like she's in her young 20s. Still, okay? So she went right to Shawnee. She's like, oh my gosh, Shawnee, Shaq is texting me, da-da-da. So Shawnee was like, oh, he is? That's interesting. So I guess she thought that, she could have confided in Shawnee in doing that. Mistake number one. Folded right there, Luke, you had. Okay, so I guess Shawnee went back to the girls and told them that this was all edited out, which really makes me mad because that could have been something really great that we could have seen. Because the first couple of seasons, although they were interesting, that would have added even more to it if we got that whole storyline. But I think Shawnee was embarrassed because she felt like, why would I want that a part of my story and just me starting off on basketball is to know that, a dude was cheating. Like my dude, not at the time. I don't I don't remember them being together at the time when the show started off because she was Shaq's ex-wife, but still having some girl that he tried to talk to on the show, me kikiing with her. We were just gonna let Evelyn do it. Evelyn and Tammy do it. So I guess Shawnee ended up telling Evelyn, and the girl started talking, I guess, behind Royce's back. So that's how Royce already felt a little bit alienated or whatever, right? And Evelyn even asked her on camera about the text, making it seem as if she was some 304, like she was some hoe. So she was shocked because she didn't think that Shawnee would go back and tell all her homegirls. But, Nostradamus is messy, all right? And screw you, Shaq. I saw him on Instagram bashing Royce, talking about she must need money. I'm confused. You texted her, and she said that you got mad because she wouldn't take the bait. So how is she in the wrong? See, you can't win for losing. Has she kept it a secret and just not took the bait, and then Shawnee found out, she would have looked crazy. But she went to Shawnee and still looked crazy. So it's like, you can't win. Just like when it comes to Erica and what's her name? Sierra kept it secret for a little bit, but then told, and Erica still thinks that Sierra was contemplating on fucking Safari. I fuck Safari. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, you just, I felt so bad when she was talking about that. Like, damn, the girl she got a bad hand on basketball. It's like real bad. Okay. So of course she doesn't keep up with Evelyn anymore. And she talks about her and Evelyn's fight when when Evelyn threw the glass, and she's like, you a bum. You a bum. Royce was like, you're a hoe. You're a hoe. Evelyn, you a bum, bitch. You a bum. And then she threw the glass at her. She was like, with your 10-pound ass. I remember that fight vividly. Right in the middle of Miami. I know exactly the restaurant, too. With them fighting like that, that was crazy because Evelyn threw a whole glass at her. And Royce, she fights like Liddy, okay? Big Liddy from South Central Baddie. She grabs. So she was going to grab Evelyn and start booka baka boo. But before she could, security grabbed him up. And Royce says to this day she wished that security didn't intervene so quickly, so Evelyn could feel them fisticuffs upside her head. And she gives us a fighting technique: neck, nose, side of the head, head, shoulders, knees, and toes. So said what? She said this is how you fight. You hit them in the neck so they can't breathe. You hit them in the nose so their eyes could water, and you hit them upside the head so they could get confused. I said, okay, Royce, with the martial arts skills. I did heard of that before, though. But it was funny seeing her put that combination together. So one thing I found that was interesting that I didn't think was going on, which it kind of makes sense as to what happened with Keisha when Tammy took her purse. Sorry. Remember when Tammy took her purse? When Tammy took her damn purse, when it was, I think it was in Anguilla. Tammy hit Keisha with this. She said, "Come get your purse. Tell me what the fuck you said, and then you come get your purse." Remember when she had that damn purse, and then Keisha was so scared she had to ask security. She called the police where the island it was at to go get Tammy to get the purse because she had her ID and she couldn't leave. That was the wrong thing that Tammy did. That was the one thing she did that I didn't agree with, because you was bullying that poor white girl. She wasn't white, but she was biracial. You was bullying that girl like real bad. So my point is, at that point, the reason why Tammy did that is because somebody told her what Keisha was saying in those confessionals. So now it makes sense because in this interview, Royce reveals that Shawnee used to go back and tell people that she fuck with what the people that they don't mess with was saying in their confessionals before we saw it on TV. So people know what they be saying in confessionals during filming, which you're not supposed to do, because you're supposed to find out stuff that people say in the confession when it airs. That's like a producer's thing. You're not supposed to do that, because that's like, you feel me? Like, you gonna make drama that's inauthentic based off of people just being honest. You know what I'm saying? So now it makes sense as to what happened with the purse, because they told Tammy, I remember Tammy in the interview said that somebody told her that Keisha was talking hot shit in her interview. Remember, Keisha was just like, I mean, like, Tammy, you look like a fucking fool. And like, I was like, if I'd, stand up to you, I could, but you look like a fool. Remember, she was talking that stuff in that country accent. So I guess somebody told Tammy. So I'm like, this makes so much sense. Shawnee, you up there with Lemmy Pepper. I see you. I see you. You was up there with Lemmy Pepper hard. Okay. Now, she says certain scenes were sort of cut out to fit a narrative. Basketball Wives has one of the worst storytellings I think ever. Their scenes are so abrupt, their scenes are so random, and their scenes do not follow a cohesive storyline. Like, Evelyn was engaged she was not engaged within like 2 episodes of the season. The season just started and it's episode 3 or 4. She's like, I'm not engaged to him anymore. I'm like, can we have seen the progress of you not being engaged to him anymore? Like, it just happened by the snap of a finger, a flick of the wrist. So I agree with Carlos when it comes to that, because there is no storyline progression. There is no storytelling when it comes to Basketball Wives. Like, it sucks. It really does suck. So she felt like it was irritating because a lot of her scenes and stuff was cut off, and it just, it painted like a certain narrative, right? So she said she would have a conversation with Shawnee. She hasn't talked to Susie, I don't know how long. Bring Susie back, okay? I want Susie back. We need a messy white girl. I miss damn Susie. Susie used to just... She seemed open to doing Basketball Wives again, but like, if she were to do it, she needs to do the Orlando one, because it seems a lot more authentic than the LA one. The LA one is too cliquish. It's been cliquish and it's annoying. So then we get to Dwight Howard. So they met at a movie theater, y'all, and her boyfriend ended up breaking up with her at the movie theater. It's a longer story to it, but it's the abbreviation of it. And the boyfriend, made her cry, and Dwight Howard was like, a man not supposed to make you cry like that. Infamous words. And then it was history from there. They ended up getting together, so on and so forth. But then when she got pregnant, that's when stuff got fishy. That's when she says things started to take a change. Things started to get different, because I don't think he was able to handle her being pregnant and him being like a successful like athlete. I really feel like when she started to talk just in general, Royce to me seems defeated. I don't know what it is, or like I could tell she got so much potential, but it's like, to me, she doesn't see like the value in herself, which is so sad. I don't know if it's because of just life or just in general, but it made me sad watching her during this interview, because I liked her all of her seasons being on that show. Carlos, you dropped the ball, because when you talked about Basketball Wives, the one thing you should have did was her infamous. Remember when she did that little fish hook at the reunion? She said, and then she sat down when Tammy told Evelyn. She was just like, well, I guess I don't have to tell you that I fucked Chad. And then she sat back, and Evelyn was like, bitch. And then Roy said, you feel me? Like, you dropped the ball, because you should have brought that up. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, that was one of my favorite moments from her. All right, so part 2, y'all, she gets into the Dwight Howard of things. So it looks like we're gonna really be talking about all the stuff that went down between, Dwight Howard and her, and then hopefully this was filmed after Kitty Claus got brought on. We could talk about Kitty, and hello Kitty with her kitten heels, okay? Because I wonder if Royce knew about Kitty. Hi, Kitty. Okay. Shout out to K Michelle, you guys. She performed at the CMAs recently. So that's my Dookie that I love me some K Michelle. I feel like she's so underrated. People don't give her enough flowers. And I'm happy that she's going to a genre where she may be appreciated. So shout out to K Michelle for that. Okay. I feel like some of her music really is undervalued, especially one of her songs to me that I feel like could have been a country song. I feel like could have been categorized as country song. Is like, gotta get it, I'm a lesson I am in. I keep learning the same lesson while I'm missing out on blessings. Gotta get it. Like, that's my ish right there. So, yeah, shout out to her, and she looked good too. All right, so let's get into the whole Nicki Vogue interview. I am going to react to it. First of all, Nicki didn't seem like she wanted to do it. Nicki seemed like they called her last minute and she wanted to go home. She didn't want to be there at all. You could just tell. I feel like they called her last minute and they're like, hey, like Vogue is coming about it. They gotta do these 70 questions, da, da, da. And then she's like, oh, bring him over, child. Like, I'm tired. Cause she seemed sleepy, she seemed irritated. I don't know if the white guy that was asking the question stunk. She just didn't want to be there. Okay? At all. Her taught Nicki talking like a long time. Okay, they did ask a lot of good questions. Of course, certain ones she didn't, go too deep into, but they are quick fire questions. I do think it was a good interview. It just seemed like she was in the mood to do it. I feel like had they caught her in a better day, we would have got different answers. I will say that. Okay. Let me know what you guys think about these topics down below. What do you guys think about this whole Kiki Palmer drama? Also, what you guys thought about the Royce interview if you guys checked it out, and also Nicki's interview. Okay. Leave your comments down below, and we're out, babies.
No personal thing.